Hi, I've been getting into this idea of improvising over chords that I either don't know or haven't heard before, or I hear them while I'm playing with somebody else, or even just practicing at home. How do you do that if you don't have chords behind you and you're not really a finger picking kind of guitar where you do leads and rhythm at the same time? So the flat picking, or basically the flat picking. How do you do that? So last night I played with some people just out there, and I hadn't heard the song before, and I was just going along with. I was hearing the changes while they were happening. But you can know the chords of a song before that and practice at home. So here's the song. Let's say it's D major seventh, B minor seventh, E minor seventh, and A seventh. In this case, A 13th. So what do you play over that? So what you do is, if you know the chords, basically it's a key of D, right? D. This is the 6th chord. Here's the 2 chord, E minor 7th. It's the 5 chord. So key of D. So you're playing the key of D. So D is. Right. Okay. So now, so you know those notes you can play. You sort of know the style you're playing in. So you also want to surround the chords. I call it surround. There probably is a better term than that, but you play the chords so you can hear it. So here's an example of that: D major 7th. You can kind of hear the chord while it happens. So learn the arpeggios. In this case, you have D, you have F sharp, 3rd, 5th is A, C sharp is the 7th, major 7th of the chord. So you do that with every chord. Here's a B minor 7th, B, D, F sharp, A, back to B. These are the pentatonic notes. You know, you can play all the notes in between. You know, you can hear, so. So you have those two things where you know the notes of the chord, you know the notes of the scale, and of course, obviously they're related. So you target things. So let's say you're going this rhythm. D major 7th, B minor 7th. So there's a target note, B minor. Target again, C sharp. Again, target. And coming to E minor. In this case, I've been playing this chord before the A7th. It's really a A sus chord with a 9th in it to the A 13th. So this has a G triad in it, so you know that. Da-da. That's surrounding the G aspect of that chord. And you go to this chord, A. So, you can just play along. Start off with just playing the chords, practicing at home, and then you can go into so basically you're targeting. You're playing chord tones, and you know chord shapes. You know it's like B. If you don't know exactly the notes at this point, you can you hit the B minor. Here it is. So that's one way you can. There's a couple ways you can practice and just learn. So basically, it's learning what you're doing, learning the chords. Learning the notes of the chord, learning the scale that they're in. And of course things change keys. So if you're going B minor, and let's say you go to B flat for some reason. There's basically B arpeggio with a ninth in it. If you get more advanced, then you can do a scale. And this is aroused to A, so back to D major 7. So if you learn the arpeggios of the chord, it's a really good way to fast track yourself. So just notes, and if you know them on the keyboard, the fretboard, like here's a B flat, you can just play that. If you're down here, you know, to A. Back to D major 7. So that's what you can do. You can do that. Here's another example of this. Okay, I want to extrapolate on a couple things about this process of playing leads and knowing scales and arpeggios and all that stuff. One of the most important things is to keep the rhythm really strong. Rhythm is everything. You have to have the foundation, and you have to really know where you are, and one way to do that is to keep the rhythm. So even if you do a solo with a couple of notes over each chord, if you have a really strong rhythm, the energy won't go down. So sometimes when you're playing lead, the energy goes, by yourself, energy goes down. But with a strong rhythm, you can keep the energy up more easily. So keep the rhythm strong. Just, if you have to tap, do that. Just know exactly where you are in the song and keep a strong rhythm. He's doing A minor 7th. Let's say A minor. To G. C, I'm just making up the chords now. A minor. G. Back to A minor. So the key is in A minor, obviously, but the chords are you can say it's out of the C scale, or you can say it's out of the G scale, so it depends on what you like. If it's a G scale, you can hit the F sharp. G scales. Or you can also play the C scale. You can make a decision what you like. You can do both. You can do both while you're improvising. So it's A minor to G, to C, A minor. Again, so know the key it's from, key that you're in, and know the arpeggios of the chord tones. Chord tones are what notes are in A minor. A, C, E, A minor 7th, G. So pentatonic is the G. Basically, it's another thing I've been talking about in my other videos, just to learn as much as you can about the chords that you're playing and the keys that they come from, the key that you're in. It's very similar to stuff. So there you go. So go practice.